Hello, my name is Grzegorz Studnicki. I'm ethnographer of Museum of Cieszyn Silesia, and I try say you something about the past of Cieszyn and CieszynTesin. At the beginning, I want to say something very basically information about Cieszyn and CieszynTesin. Cieszyn currently has got over 33,000 of inhabitants, and its character is rather monocultural. We can say that almost all people, all citizens of the city are Poles. In opposite to the Cieszyn, CieszynTesin is smaller, and it has over 23,000 inhabitants, with 14% of Polish minority, 3 to 4% of Slovakia, and about 1% people Roma, Vietnamese, and representatives of other nations. Cieszyn is situated inside in middle of Cieszyn-Silesia region. Cieszyn-Silesia region is a part larger region of Silesia. Cieszyn and CieszynTesin was or were one city. This city was divided by the border in 1920. According to decision of SPAC conference on 28 July 1919. It was connected with the conflict over this region, among others, of course. And I want to say that Cieszyn, until this event, was the capital of former Duchy of Cieszyn, which existed from 1290 to 1918. First rulers of this duchy decided to collaborate and get to closer to Bohemia kings. In 1653, this duchy, or after the end of the Piast dynasty of Cieszyn, the kings of Bohemia started to be rulers of this duchy. At this moment, the kings of Bohemia are Austrian Habsburgs. You can see Cieszyn is a panorama of Cieszyn from 18th century. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yes, and these relationships, these ties of Cieszyn, Duchy of Cieszyn, with to Bohemia of Kings will be used by Czechs during conflict over Cieszyn-Silesia. A very important moment for the second division of Cieszyn was Spring of Nations in 1848 and 1849. Since this event, the inhabitants of Cieszyn-Silesia started to think about themselves in national categories as Poles, Czechs, Germans. And if you compare results of census from 1910, you can see that almost all this area was dominated by the Polish inhabitants. But if you look at the cities of Cieszyn, Silesia, like Cieszyn, Skoczów, and other cities, you can see that these cities has a German character. For example, at the beginning of 20th century, about 63% of people use German language. for example. But if you get to the villages near the Cieszyn, you can see that 98, 95, 99% of people use Polish language. And this information was used by Poles during conflict dispute over Cieszyn Silesia. Second part of 19th century and first decade of 20th century was time when Cieszyn started to develop, started to grow. It was connected with the establishment of Koszyce-Bokumin railway, and it helped to start the process of industrialization left bank of river of Olza. You can see here this river, and this is Czeski Cieszyn, yes, at the beginning of the 20th century. It was a good time for the city, and we can say, similar like Gorica, it was gold age for this city, and people use this period as a myth about Cieszyn, which is used by locals in process of production of tourist attraction and so on and so on. Yes? If you look at the Cieszyn in the 1840s, 1850s, you can see it was rural area. Yes? There were grass yards, farms, and so on and so on. Yes, and we can say that the mark or the symbol of this gold age was the tram. Yes? The streetcars were connecting west part and east part of Cieszyn. And we can say that the First World War interrupted this gold era, and after collapsed Austro-Hungarian Empire, this area, Cieszyn and Cieszyn Silesia, was the subject of conflict, yes, between Poles and Czechs. And what I said before, in 1920, border was established on the river Olza, and we can say that since 1920, one big city had started to be two peripheral border towns. And according to the border, the tram line was demolished, and you can see the border, the checkpoint on the Friendship Bridge, and you can see the rails. You can see this is the same place, and about 10 years later, we can see the railways. Yes, but the railways are the symbol of the gold age, and now it's used by. Yes, we can say that it is history of middle class for middle class. We can say this border started in 1920 and was to 1938, when Polish government forced Czechoslovakia government and Poland annexed Trans-Olza. It's a east part of Czech portion of Cieszyn Silesia, which was inhabited by Poles. In September 1933, war started, yes, and Czeski Cieszyn and almost all Cieszyn Silesia was incorporated to Third Reich. After Second World, And you can see pictures from CieszynTesin town square and Cieszyn during this period. After second, and you can see how the borders change their place. And here is Trans-Olsa. This is a very important place in history, Polish and Czech history, yes, of course. After Second World War, border from period until 2nd October 1938 was restored. And we can say, and you can see this border from a communist period, and we can say that yes, it's a very important place. About this place will be talk Asia probably. And I have to underscore that the crossing of the border in this period was more restricted than before Second World War. If you want to cross this border, you had to have how to say members of family, or you need to have especially border pass, for example. Yes. Nevertheless, in after the how to say the more easy to cross this border was moment after, or with we can say that the political change in the end of 1980s started the period when the borders was more easy to cross, for example, yes. And in 1932, Czechoslovakia collapsed, and border on the river was border between Czech Republic and Poland. In 2004, Czech Republic and Poland, Poland and Czech Republic have become members of the European Union, and further in 2007, these two states have become a part of Schengen area. So generally, we can say that the border is or have been opened. Yes, from this moment. And concluding, we can ask how locals can use their history for to build new society, yes, divided by the official border. They live in two cities, but they live apart them, yes, on the one hand, yes. What we can use, yes, maybe dialect, local dialect, Silesia dialect. It was what connected the people from both sides of border, yes. How we can use the multicultural heritage, yes. On the one hand, it is something very important. On the other hand, it is what I said before. It's only, how to say, an empty mark, sign of for tourist attraction. For example, many tourists say, locals, "Wow, you are a good place. You are close to next country." Yes, it's an element of exotic. Yes, people use these elements. Of course, Cieszyn and CieszynTesin have a lot. For example, leisure facilities, schools, culture institution, sports institution, and so on and so on. And of course, inhabitants, citizens of both cities use these facilities, and potentially they are close then in physical dimension. But we can ask ourselves, I'm sorry, how we can encourage these people to do more. What tools, what part of history or other elements of local history can and social structure can we use for build new society, reunite society after almost 100 years. And about these problems probably will be talk my friends, my colleagues. Yes, for example, because we can say we can talk about two dimensions of relationships. On the one hand, we have a institution dimension. Yes, museum in CieszynTesin, museum in Poland. And it is one phase of both cities. On the other hand, people like we they use this very short distance, yes. And for example, I am a member of a punk band. How long? And I am only one. I'm only. I can say I am representative of Polish in this band because the rest of the group, my colleagues, are from Czech Republic. So when I have free time, I go to play, to spend time with them. And for example, jak powiedzieć, że mnie tu miało nie być? For example, yeah, thanks. And because yesterday, today, tomorrow, I will play the gigs in Prague, in Czech Republic, my colleagues. But one of our colleagues is sick, so we have to cancel this small tour. But yes, it's one of the examples how we can, in everyday life, coexist in one town, for example. That's all. I'm sorry for my English, but I'm obviously sorry. Oh.
Cześć, ahoj, ciao, servus, tschüss. The Germans will be confused. German will be confused. Aber hallo, what's happened? The guy arrive in front of microphone and say bye. But in Cieszyn Silesia, we have many kinds of hi. So there was several of them. And I will speak about languages which we use on the left side of Cieszyn. And this first one, that we are in Czech Republic, official language is Czech, of course. But as Grzegorz mentioned, also there we have minorities, and the huge one is Polish minority. So official language is Polish also, is used, and we can use in the office, and because we are in European Union, so it's possible to use. But the locals, we have our language, which we call po naszemu, and in the means, maybe I will try to translate, is in our. And this language is dialect, came from Polish, so grammar is Polish, the basement, but there we have a lot of infusion of languages. So the first infusion was Czech, because we have the borderline with Moravia, so they come the Czech words. So for example, we don't say like in Polish way, droga, we say cesta. It means in Czech way. And pocket, for example, we don't say like in Polish kieszeń, but we say kapsa like Czechs. So there are some infusion. Nowadays is that Czech words, when we live after this borderline was situated, are more common. The youngest, they speak like Creole. They use more Czechs. They use and transfer to our language. We change the letters and it's our. The next infusion, what we have, and you heard it was choose, it's German. In 19th century, when the stuff came like train and train station, there are examples, is Zug and Bahnhof. So, and also we don't say yes like Czech, ano, or tak in Polish, we say ja. And for example, I, in Czech is ja, in Polish ja, we say jo. It's quite different. And we have another one, but I don't see Romanian. I see from Bulgaria. We have infusion of Romanian words. So it came with shippers from Transylvania, and the words are, for example, gaura, which means hall, and gazda, which I don't know how to say in English, but Michel help me. Wirth. Wirth. In English. Gaza. Yeah, you possibly you use also. So I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Roman Wirth. Sorry. And so this you can hear in streets that that they are using, or we are using Czech, Polish, like Polish for us is official, and Silesian. So here, now this was about what you can hear, and now what is visible on the streets. We have here plates. Sorry, this laser. Yeah, you can see this plate is from first Czechoslovakia Republic, and this is the Czech lion with Slovak cross. And first you have Národní škola, Škoła Ludowa, is Czech and Polish. And then in communist time, we didn't have official plates like for the information, but for the shops, for the articles. So was fruits and verdura in Spanish, or vegetables. So here you have fruits, vegetables in Czech, and here in Polish, owoce jarzene. Okay, next. And this is on Polish school, what I will say something also. And this is volební místnost, lokal wyborczy. It's a voting room. So you can see, yeah, you can see the Czech flag, and yeah. Yeah, it was close to. It's elementary school. So here is nice example of Třinec. When you have 14 or 10% of minority, you should have the two names of villages, of towns, and first should be Czech, like in our region, Czech and Polish. And here is a small mistake. Here is first Polish and second. I don't know if somebody makes like some art, but yeah, it's like this. So the streets, first is of course Czech and Salska, Chłopska in Polish. This is our best bar. It's the first bar when you cross the borderline. Borderline is there. And here we have also Božková, Božka. So, yeah. And here we have nice example. Lange Straße. And you can see four names of street. Or, yeah. Druga, Dlouhá. It's in Czech, Slovak, Polish, and German. Yeah, and this is not official, but the owner of this house make kind of joke or respect and put more. Okay, this is Polish school, so the minority have their own education. We start with learning Polish, and every subject are in Polish. In second school came Czech. Then we have to choose German or English. So this is school, and this is Sgrafito, this with workers, because we are a region of workers. So with steel workers, with minery and shippers. Okay, yeah. And this is our Polish organization, PZKO. This is old logo, communist time. And what else? Yeah, and we have also scouts and another organization, Polish, what we have there. And this is bookshop, Polish bookshop on the Czech side. And my parents are owners. I am working there. And it for me and for my okay, yeah. Okay. So you can see Klub Polskiej Książki Prasy. It's club of Polish book and newspaper. And on the we have this bookshop about 20 years. So we sell it their Polish books mainly, mainly for kids, and also we have we have balletry, we have regional books, and also we have some translation of words, writers, and also we have Slovenian, and we are waiting for translation of Pahor. No. We go. This is our flag. You can see on the bookstore. The another one is Catalan, because we, with my father, are a fan of Catalonia, and my father of Barca. Okay. And now I will speak about one festival which we are doing, like Poles, Czech, and Silesian. It's Swatek Czaje, Święto Herbaty is also in both names, both languages. And this is festival about tea, which we organized in Cieszyn. We start 2009, and the festival is about tea mainly, because it's tea festival. So there are coming people from Poland, from Czech, and from Slovakia. It's really, it was in our Europe first festival, kind of this festival. So they came tea sellers, which they sell the tea, and you can taste the tea, like here. You see that they are drinking, tasting, looking, and yeah, enjoying the tea. We have also yurta, like you. We have 2 yurta and kopuła, I don't know how to say. Yeah, we put hammocks, and this is sfera relaksu. Relax. Yeah. And I'm looking here. And of course, there are selling also pottery for the tea. We have workshops there, like origami, raku, and so on, and concerts. And this festival is like 2 days, and it's always in July. So if you want, you are welcome. Thank you very much.
I will speak only a few minutes, but first I show you where Cieszyn is, because we know this region now, but we don't know on Poland map. So this is Poland, maybe not exactly like this, but this is Poland, and Cieszyn is here, and this is Czech Republic, and here is Warsaw. I show you Warsaw because it's very important for my association, and I want to say something about association with I work with social space and public space and policy space, and this is answer for Grzegorz questions too. Yes, because it's very important. So it's only a few words about me, but what I want to say, I am not, okay, no i dobrze. Okay. I'm never alone. This is very important. I never alone. First of all, I built some group, so it depends, of course, what kind of problem, but first of all, I built group, and I try to make this group strong and permanently. This is very important for my work. So, but who am I? I forgot something very, very important, maybe the most important. I am an artist, and I deal with, and this is really important because my art is not about some pretty, this is not pretty object sometimes, but not because pretty, but it's about policy work, about some contemporary problems as problems. Joanna, I'm Jo. Wowrzeczka, sometimes people call me, because it's very difficult name also for Polish, so, and this name is from Bucharest. So, yes, my source is from there. Okay, what I want to say, I am Joanna, of course, because I live on the border with special symbolic capital. My main goals, and this is very important, that's why I want to read this, and this is my notes from this morning. My main goals are to build common good, to disperse idea of common goods, to be a commoners, and I don't like word leader, that's why I use commoners, it's something more for me. Leaders is too close to capitalism, so that's why I prefer commoners. And to build permanently relationships, links, I do this through art, local policy, knowledge, the best represent of every my field of activity, and I always try to make connection, chain, link between two words or more words. Of course, I had never made this alone, I always with a group of people. And because why this is also about my field of activity, because I am a member of City Council, this is something new for me. Now it's 4 years. I am a professor at University of Silesia and of art and also sociology, and I am activist, and this is also very important for me. Okay, so that's because my colleagues spoke quite a lot and about many things. I want to say, so I have to, I show you only a few images, not all what I prepared because it's 43 slides, so only a few. But what is the place about what I want to say something? It's political critique. Maybe some of you know this place, this association. Main office is in Warsaw, and our is in Cieszyn. And fewer years ago we had 3 places like in Cieszyn, in Gdańsk, Łódź. Maybe it was 3-4 years ago we had places like in Cieszyn, also in Gdańsk, Łódź. And many places where activity like political critique were, but now it's only in Warsaw, the main office, and in Cieszyn. And what political critique is, maybe I can say some clear words. Our activity in Cieszyn always, maybe not this, sorry. No, I am horrible woman. Okay, political critique is public house, is also cultural centers, is Opinion Daily, its website, and Institute for Advanced Study in Warsaw. So we have many field of activity. In Cieszyn the same, maybe not only Institute for Advanced Study, but rest we have the same. And in Cieszyn, this is our previous place. Now is demolished completely. No, this building is demolished. It was 2 years or 3 years ago because our mayor was completely to other side. We are more left-wing, and our previous mayor was conservative and right-wing, and he really hated us, and he wanted to demolish everything what's connected with us. So this building was demolished 3 years ago, and we had to remove it from this place, and it was so nice, beautiful building which looked like good example of modernism. And it was before Schengen, it was checkpoint, so we were there, and it was good for our work because we were based also on border history. It was our source of activity, or based on activity, and also this kind of work. So there we made quite a lot very interesting activities, but I want to show only this place because it was good, and I don't know, it was stupid to demolish this, really stupid thing. And what is also important, because our activity, many other associations came to us, and we built special cultural center, an alternative cultural center. So it was for a city like Cieszyn, and this is a small city. It was very important, and we can change quite a lot of things. But we are brave and strong, and we are in that time we were only women there in political critique in Cieszyn. And we were really brave, and it was very difficult time because many people attacked us because this kind of activity. But we went to other place, and this is before we hired this place. It was discovered by the art review of students, which I organized with students, and we discovered, because this review based on empty places in Cieszyn. So every year we discover some other new empty place, and we discovered our new office place, and this was after this review. We cleaned this, and this is what we have today. So, and this is a place for our activity, but what is important, place is only like touching something, or like a base only. So we make quite a lot of things outside, and with public space outside, and with neighbors and so on. So this is, yes, we use this every day with other people from other associations, but it's only some place. And I like this idea that it's not, because it's not good when you think, oh, it's my place, I have to take care about this place. And when somebody took this place, oh, what I have to do. So that's why I think it's very important how we treat our physical place, yes. So, and what we do this in everyday life, very important, and it's something new for me, because previous this place, we work most of the time by art, contemporary art, and now we work with theater, and we have professional theater director who works with children, with teenager, and with adults group from Ukraine. Okay, and we have a seminar with teenagers, and teenagers are very important group for us because they thinking are still to build. Yes, it's process. So that's why we try to put something very crucial from social policy space and put on the table and work with teenagers before they go to real world. So, and we have also debates about very crucial things. Here is about donut economics. Maybe you know this idea of economics by Craig Reward. It's very interesting idea for new economics. This is some consultation with people. So we make very often some public debates with people when we have some local problem. It was about one school because our mayor wanted to close one school, so we made special time and open discuss about this. And this is Olga Tokarczuk also, before Nobel Prize. But it was maybe 1 month before, so this is our space with people. And because we have published house, we can put our main ideas, which is crucial for our working, for example, with children. And because something is very important, we want to give this more time, or that some crucial thing will be permanently. That's why we publish about this some book. So this is example about poverty. It was our first book for children about poverty. It's like a guide. It's not a story only, but it's a guide for some value. So because in Poland it's very big problem, poverty. That's why our first group, children first group was total. It was total. Jak się to mówi? Poverty. Children from poor families. And it was about Brave, and it is our last book. So yes, I know this is last thing. Sorry, because they spoke too much. As always, because contemporary, as always, is something what we. It's not important. Contemporary is always the most important for us, and we always talk about history much more than about contemporary. So, blah, blah, blah. But I love them. Okay, this is good support. But for me, the most important is to be between some bubbles, very hermetic bubbles. So that's why I engage sometimes. Sometimes it's very dangerous, and I engage to other group, like this example. And it was, for me, it was the most. I think it was the most almost the most important protest during last 2 years, and I organized also a women's strike, and because education strike and law strike in Cieszyn. So, but this was a very interesting example because it was between bubble, and this group, these people are they are blue collar workers, and they, nie wiem jak jest konfederacja. Confederation, and the same in other countries. Yes? So I am left, and they are from Confederation. So it was very difficult, and I engaged to heart of this, really to the inside, to heart this protest. So every day we met, and I wrote them a manifest, and I gave them my tube, voice tube, and this is a picture. And I want to say only about one beautiful and very nice perform from this situation, because this protest was because people couldn't go to work. One day it was possible, and one day later it wasn't possible because pandemic. So people couldn't came home and couldn't go to work. And one woman from Czech side threw red wool yarn to other side, and men here, Polish side, around the tree, jak to powiedzieć, że zawiązała wokół drzewa. No, zawiązała wokół drzewa. Yes. It was like art perform, and it was real life and very quiet thing and beautiful. So for me, it touched me so much and moved me. So I like this and it was in 2006 artistic performed by Grzegorz during some festival of art, and he took blue textile and stitched both sides with this textile. So it was also a beautiful act, but artistic. So for me, it's very similar. So because I haven't more time, I can speak later during night, for example, if you want. Okay, that's all. But I have really much more. And okay.